All right, we're going.
Did you see Brady tweeted back at Russillo? We see where like Russillo and Nettleman
Yes. Yeah,
were.
yeah,
So the Ringer puts out a tweet. Hey, Tom Brady, when you have a moment, will you please text Julian Edelman back? And do you mind sending Russillo some swag when you get a chance? And then Brady like quote tweets it and says 6'5", 220, not a huge bench guy. We'll send out a care package this week at Ryan Russillo.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Bungie invested a little extra to the website. When you move your mouse over certain things, they move differently, and
Yeah, I saw that for the Lightfall one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like it's kind of odd how we're all this big, powerful? We had Rasputin scanning the universe, and we never had anything pop up on Neptune.
Well, if you look at the city, it's hidden within.
Save it. Save it. Save it. Save it. Save it.
Save it for what?
I had the same. That was going to be one of my big complaints.
Yep.
I mean, there's always Ryan complaints. We can always count on that.
I got to give the people what they want, Chad. That's what I provide is complaints.
I feel like if we polled people, them, I feel like it'd be like a 75-25 for the complaints. Or 25.
That's fine.
I don't know.
That's the majority. I still have the majority at that rate.
Like, I want to hear what Ryan has to say.
Yeah. Listen, we call them truthers. That's what I like to call them anyway.
When it's opinions, I don't really call them the truth or not.
The Destiny truthers.
Did you see what the tormentor is basically?
We're just trying to.
Gonna be?
We're just trying to make Destiny great again.
The tormentors.
Yeah, I saw the tormentors. What did you say about it?
The mechanic.
You're talking about the fake wyverns?
Their shoulders.
The shoulders?
Yeah, in the gameplay, their shoulders was glowing, just like how the crit points on Valk you have to shoot to make him dangerable.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. They're little rolks.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. The Witness seems like someone who would use his research on another species and then give it to Callus, who has a bunch of pools that he can create new warriors in with the right amount of research.
Yeah, I think like what it looked like how Callus was like getting encapsulated, like he's like getting put into a bath, like he's not gonna look like Callus anymore.
Wasn't Callus looked exactly like I hoped he looked. I'm not gonna lie. He looked like he kind of
save it.
He kind of looked like Gears of War, like Gears of War, like a Locust or whatever.
That's a reference I'm not gonna get.
The new.
You didn't play Gears of War?
No, we've already talked about this.
God.
Know what the vibe of the Cloud Striders gave me is the new race they put in Halo 4 about how like did they just
the Prometheans?
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yeah, I got that vibe. How they pulled that gun the gun came out and then it's like collapsing.
Yep. Yeah, the nanite things.
Yeah.
You can see it on the exotic gun that we have.
Bungie was gone though by Halo 4 development, right?
Yeah, Halo Reach was they went Halo 3, Halo Reach.
Yep, and that was it.
Did they give them the idea?
They had hold on. I guess they had Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, and then Halo Reach.
Well, ODST was being done during like near the end of 2, right?
No,
they were initially working on ODST.
No, what it was, so after Halo 3, they still had a 2-game. They had to put 2 games out in a short amount of time, so they broke a. You would have known this if you would have listened to the History of Bungie series that I did before.
I fell asleep.
Yeah, you fell asleep. Oof.
You know what?
Oof.
Well, something crazy that I didn't think they was going to do this far ahead. I mean, they haven't done this for a while. 6 months ahead gave us a start date of the expansion, and the season before it's only going to be 12 weeks.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are ignorant if you don't think you don't think it gets delayed like another month or two.
No.
Oh, come
pretty
on.
confident.
No, I don't think so. I think this is the Sony money.
Okay.
Sony money shining through here.
All right. Does anybody
Well, it
want
could
to
be, yeah.
anybody want to bet on this? Do we want to do like a side bet on this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do what? We'll do a bottle of alcohol of some sorts. I will
There's
bet a
gotta be a
bottle
spending limit
that
on
gets
that.
pushed. That gets pushed. Whether it be one day, if it gets pushed at all, I win.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's obviously because the bet is either it's on the day they said or it's not. That's
Mhm.
like you saying if it gets pushed one day, it's like, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
I'm just
If
making
it's
sure.
not on the 28th, then yeah, or whatever it is. Yeah, it is. It's literally the last day of February. What was the release date? Was it the 22nd of February this time?
28th.
2/22, right? So they picked literally the last day of the month that they released the other expansion in. Because they're like, let's push it as far back as give us an extra week.
Which gives
0% chance that comes out 2/28.
0%.
0%. Oh my god.
0%.
So you're saying
He is
that I should
almost
get
as
like 100 to
confident
1
as
odds
dinosaurs.
in on this.
100 to 1. Suck my
So-
dick.
so
you
we
say
spend-
0%? You say
Yeah, so-
0?
100 to 1 odds. Anytime you get 100 to 1 odds, you take it.
Exactly. Trying to talk you into it.
So if we're playing the odds, then us getting you a cheapy bottle would work out, and if you lose, then we'd get the nice ones, right? Based off of payouts. Because
Yeah.
we'd be
I'll
the
ship.
we'd
I'll,
be the
I'll
underdog.
ship you a nice bottle. I'll ship you a nice bottle. But you're shipping me a nice bottle whenever I'm right.
No, well,
That's
if
not
the
how it
odds
works
are- if-
out.
no, that's not how the odds work, dog. The payout is higher if we win.
If it doesn't get pushed, you guys have to combine to purchase me one bottle. If it doesn't get pushed, I will ship Chad a bottle and give Jared a bottle the next time he's in after that.
All right, we can think about it.
Yeah, I'll let Jared make the deciding factor on that one.
No, I mean, I think they're confident. I don't know.
It seemed very confident because they didn't even talk about the release date. They just put it there, and we're like,
Almost like
but
they.
that also helps Ryan's factor too. They didn't talk about it. They didn't talk about it. Woo, Illuminati. All right, we ready? We ready to get this on the road?
Let me grab.
I got some pirating to do tonight.
Good luck. I tried to log in. I got hit with the Q, my dog.
Dude, I was playing just a minute ago. I was playing some Gambit.
Did you not see the Conqueror's Corner Twitter feed at Destiny CC Pod?
I don't get notifications because that's my Twitter too. I don't know when I post if I don't know when I post. You know what I mean? No, dude, I literally right before I got on this call with you,
Yeah.
I was playing Gambit because I need to do my penny.
All right.
That's my
I
last
need to
penny
go grab about
on my Titan.
4 beverages. I'll be right back.
I'm just not doing a
And
game
then
of
we can
Pinnacle.
start.
I'm not playing a game of
I know,
Gambit until after week.
I'm
Why do you hate? Why do you
Once
hate?
the first
Dude,
week they
Gambit's
released
not
the
that
gym
bad.
times 2.
Why'd I hate Gambit? I just don't like it. I'm just over it.
Sucks. Yeah, no, that's fair.
I'm over the
I love
damage
how
game.
almost
that's. I love how that's what you're over. Of all the things in Destiny, the thing that you're over is Gambit.
Yep. I'd rather do strikes.
God.
Yeah, but strikes.
Better.
That's because strikes are mindless, and you can throw on like Netflix or YouTube or something,
Yeah, and
right?
I put
Gambit,
on.
you can't. You're in for the suck the whole time.
And I just shatter skate through strikes. It's just what I do.
Yeah.
That's just.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any videos of people who can do the skating on the Warlock or the Titan move. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure somebody's gonna figure it out.
I spent all my keys, did not get a purple sword. Sad.
Chad, I got like
You-
6 of them. I got 6 red
bitch.
border. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't get
like
a single. Well, the purple sword. Like you got
Yeah.
6 of the purple swords.
Yes.
Bruh.
But I think it automatically drops red every time. Whenever you get it
Yeah,
to
I
drop.
think it does every time. Whenever you get it.
Yeah.
Because that would be shitty. Because it's like based off of my treasure chest, it's a 1 in like 200 for my luck.
Yeah.
So
I kind of wish it was more of a carrot to chase than what it ended up being.
Yeah. I'm definitely grinding that at the end of this season or when there's free time.
Yeah.
Because like I don't have to do a solo flawless dungeon this time. So I'll have time to just burn on, playing some dares, watching some YouTube or Netflix or something and getting some keys and getting it. Maybe like doing like 5 keys a week just to like give me something to fill time with. Actually, I'm going to grab a drink too.
Okay.
Be right back.
Well, if you're in chat listening to this, drop a question for the mailbag if you want one answered. And or if you have anything lore-wise you want answered that you might have seen during the reveal or question about what's happening so far this season of Plunder, drop it and we'll make Chad answer it, even though spring it onto him out of nowhere. So we all know he loves that. I don't know about the West Draw. I haven't got crazy good weapons except for one so far this season. Go ahead, tell you about it. And it's the linear fusion that everybody can end up crafting when you do the bounty at the Enclave. The Taipan 4FR. So mine dropped accelerated coils, triple tap, firing line, and a reload masterwork. So not in a rush to go craft it. That third column triple tap or clown cartridge, maybe field trap, probably the one to go for there. And column 3, and that column 4 either focused fury or firing line. Looks pretty good. Apparently I have a Genesis focus fury. Genesis could use a buff to
Ben,
a bit.
I go down there for a water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, I have lemonade. And I'm like, dang it, I wish I put a tequila in the freezer.
I mean, just use lots of ice?
I don't have any ice.
What?
I was like, dang it. No, I don't drink a lot in this house. And my roommates use the freezer a lot for meats.
Well, I think
they
one
go
of
to
those
Costco.
like
Oh no! Will you get my beverages for me? On like the kitchen table or the
he sat down. He's like, oh no.
water
He
cooler
sat down
somewhere
first.
in
He
that
knew when he
area.
wanted to say it. He was like, I need to sit first.
Out here with you and your friends.
Here. As long as he's quiet, I don't care.
Yep, all one of us. You can decide who.
We're live, right? So that was caught. That was. Can someone clip that? Are we live on Twitch? Can someone clip that? It's not either of us, Jared. It's just my ponytail.
True. True.
I don't know if it's like the light or what it is, but I am looking way tanner than both of you guys.
Oh, I'm white as fuck. Oh, well, hold on.
I'm looking nice and olive. Not jaundiced, but olive. I think I still got you.
Yeah, you did. I'm pale AF, my guy.
Not gonna lie, I kind of just messed with the old Elgato ring light a little bit. Changed the temperature around.
Ooh.
It's kind of like makeup. Mountains are blue.
Well,
I wish we were sponsored by Coors Light. Oh, I'd be so happy.
Yeah.
We're going purple. Purple today.
Coors,
Purple
you can
today.
sponsor us for like a half off a case a week. I'll take that sponsorship.
Heck, you
That's
give
it?
me a T-shirt, I'm good.
We are easily bought Coors Light.
Yep.
Give me a hat.
Gladly drink
I'd be
those
happy with the hat.
16-ounce
Listen.
aluminum bottles. Oh man.
No, those aluminum bottles are something else. The only bad part is you can only get like a 9-pack of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting screwed out of your other couple ounces of beer, which is kind of a big deal. But all right. Reset the camera timer. Everybody ready to roll?
I love rolling. It's my favorite thing to do.
They see me rolling and they hating.
Wow.
All right, clicking the button, Jared. We are live for episode 75 of the Conqueror's Corner podcast. Today is Thursday, August the 25th, 2022, and I am the Destiny bad boy, NotRyanFox, here with my fire team, who all of you CCBs know by now. Jared?
Yeah, I got this thing called scurvy, but I threw a healing nade at my feet and it cured it. So hopefully I don't get that again.
What a scallywag. And the chronicler himself, chadocero.
I'm feeling a little squishy. I have electricity going on, but I'm feeling squishy and I don't know why.
That's because you're no longer classy. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget you can take us on the road via Spotify, iTunes, and other podcast services. Make sure you subscribe and unsubscribe and then resubscribe so we can trick that algorithm. Click the bell, turn on notifications, yada, yada, yada. Follow us on Twitter at DestinyCCPod. Join the Discord server. We have a huge episode this week between the Bungie Showcase, the new expansion reveal, a TWAB from Sam. They really gave us a lot to chew on this week. But before we get to all of that, let's listen to the intro music brought to you by everybody's favorite Link, who you can find on Twitter at LinkOfTimeG.
All right, everyone. As Fox mentioned, a lot to talk about here. So first things up is going to be Lightfall. And so what's going to happen there is that the Witness and his newest disciple, Callus, are invading a city called Neomon. This city is on Neptune, and we knew nothing about it. Apparently, somehow, we could never detect it. And the Callus loyalists are now known as the Shadow Legion, and they got some upgraded pyramid tech and got enhanced a bit there. And there's also a new enemy called Tormentors, which we all know is the worst thing about prison. So, in the new city where Callus and his Shadow Legion are invading, there's a race called Cloud Striders, and and their city is technology advanced, and has been a secret for a very long time, basically since the collapse. They have been doing that. Yeah, that's what they said on the reveal. Fox, I know you can be skeptical. That is the life they chose.
Right. Makes total sense. Total sense with everything that's happened in Destiny so far.
Yes. I think we can probably nitpick into what the story is and what this is coming from. I feel like out of nowhere, Chad might defend it some, but I feel like I feel like Rasputin should have had something about this civilization at some point.
They might have. He might have just scrapped it because he figured if he left them alone, they wouldn't mess with him either. Um, but it's actually just it's a race of humans that landed there. I think it's one of the only colony ships that actually made it out. In the beginning of the colony ships moving out, and the Cloud Striders are a particular advanced like just they're pumped full of what looks like we think they're pumped full of the nanites, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And what that does is that augments their abilities. It's like a super steroid that just beefs them up, but it takes away most of their lifespan. After you get augmented, you only have 10 years to live. So you become an absolute powerhouse unit, basically a raid boss in your own right, but you only get 10 more years to go after that. So basically it's these people that want to defend their home, their city, their major city, and these people like routinely will pump themselves with this stuff, become Cloud Striders for 10 years and kind of just pass the mantle over and over again. It looks like they're doing that because they have to defend themselves from the Vex. So the Vex have known about them, which means that other people that have been connected to the network before also might have been able to glean that there's something going on Neptune. But I mean, we'll learn more about that as time goes on here.
Listen, Bungie's they're gonna try to make me care about one of these. What'd you say they're called? Like Cloud Fairy Fighters or something? Cloud.
I know
What they
you
called,
know
Chad?
the answer. It's been said 3
What are they
times.
called? What are they called?
Cloud Strider.
Cloud Strider. They're gonna make me try to care about a Cloud Strider. I am not gonna care about a Cloud Strider. I do not care. One is gonna sacrifice themselves at the end of their 10 years to save us. And I did notice that don't they have the little fish, like the little fish ghost that we've seen in the past?
I didn't see the fish ghost in the reveal. It looked like they just have like a cape that flows the same way the wings do on the fish or the fins. But I wouldn't doubt that they have a little fish with them.
Yeah, I think that's how they're gonna work that in from the Beyond Light.
I mean, I was going to talk about it more later, but we'll. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, we're at the start here, but I'm not gonna fall for your games. I'm not gonna become attached to one and then die.
To talk about this point, I'm not going to talk more about it, but have you guys looked at the collector's edition on the website?
Yeah. Just glanced at
So
it.
you saw that it has a fish statue.
Mhm.
It has the fish, so it's like okay, like it's obviously related to Neptune.
So just a quick, tangent. Is this what Bungie's whatever game they were working on that's in the Disney universe but wasn't connected at the time? Is this?
No, my opinion is that they were tired of making areas that were like destroyed. So this is their way to build like a new city, mix it up for the development team a little bit, the environmental artists and stuff like that. So they had to create a way to put it into the story, and the way that they decided to do that was a city hidden by a storm, which is the most Final Fantasy thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. So that's what it reminded me of personally.
I mean, you love Final Fantasy, so that's good. It's a good start.
Yeah, but I love Final Fantasy when it's Final Fantasy. I don't want Final Fantasy in all my other games. You know what I mean?
I mean, okay. I had a thing, but I'll talk about it later.
That lifespan thing, Chad, makes me think of Attack on Titans. Whenever somebody comes to Titan, they can only live for so long.
Yeah, kind of that.
Yeah.
But it's also mainly because it's like the opposite of a guardian. Like instead of gaining a lot of power and then being immortal, you gain a massive amount of power and your lifespan just gets completely cut. Because think about it, these are golden age humans, so they can live to like what 250 years. So like imagine like being in a military service and then being like, you know what, I want to become like a real protector of this city, and then you only have 10 years left after that from the moment you make that decision. It's quite a commitment.
All right, alongside Lightfall, there's going to be a new subclass, and it's going to be green. It's going to be called Strand. And first up is the Warlock, and it's called the Architect. And then
Oh,
architects effortlessly manipulate the weave using only their mind. From the backline, these telekinetic sorcerers can even twist strand into sentient creatures to do their bidding. So I think it's pretty good. Fox, you excited about your warlock?
Man, he's been killing us with this class for
Yeah.
years.
That's right. Go by the architects, baby. Makes me think that I never thought that we would have like a summon class in Destiny because I didn't think the engine can handle it. But it seems like we're going to be the ultimate add clear class. Is kind of what I'm thinking, or maybe like a debuff class or something like that, which is kind of exactly what I like to do in Destiny. So I am a little excited about it.
That line where they can say into sentient creatures to do their bidding, man, I really hope like you can shoot out like a fake warlock bot walking across a lane in PvP, and they start you start shooting it, and they
Yeah,
really peek
clone.
behind it.
Like the old Halo Reach days, the
Yep.
clone thing you can send out.
Yeah, I feel like that has.
I don't
to
know
be in there.
what I think of as kind of like something that you summon out and it has X amount of health and it can either damage adds or if it maybe it has like a radius or like a circumference around it, and anything in that circumference takes like more damage, has like a debuff or something on it. That's kind of what I would like to see.
All right, next up is the Hunter. It's going to be the Thread Runner. Masters of movement, speed, and grace. The city is a Thread Runner's playground as they grasp threads and weave new ones to dart through the air, finding the fastest way between 2 points. So originally, the grappling hook was only supposed to be on the Hunter. We found that out during the showcase. And I was like, this is too much fun. And they gave it to the other two classes as well. So I'm glad they did that because a lot of times they just give all the movement to either the Hunter, and then some Warlock has some pretty good movement depending on the subclass. So I'm glad they're giving all three the movement, so nobody on Reddit's complaining about one class's movement just surpasses the other one. And overall, it looks fun. Tethering, Fox, I know you've been playing Spider-Man, so I know I've seen some people on Twitter saying that they've been playing Spider-Man, can't wait to play it the same way in Destiny 2.
Yeah, man, Spider-Man is it is a masterpiece of a game, and I do not give that out very often, let alone for a game that's produced by Sony that I want to call a masterpiece. But man, it is so good. If you haven't played it, highly, highly, highly recommend. But the thing I'm worried about is that I can't imagine it'll be better than Spider-Man. So is it going to be like, I just hope it feels good, because it's not going to feel, I hope it feels at least like good enough to where, you don't think like, oh, this is so much worse than Spider-Man. That's kind of my big hope. But saying that, the good part is now that they're with Sony, Insomniac is also owned by Sony. So theoretically, there could have been some code
They got the
stuff
swing
or
engine.
yeah, the swinger engine. That's Chad's favorite that I'm aware of. So that would be.
I said swing. Let it be known. No ER.
Yeah, he's got that upside down pineapple on him there. But anyways, that would be a pretty cool thing if they're able to share that tech back and forth.
All right, next up is your Titan, Chad.
Yeah, the Tyrant. Untamed and wild tyrants tear its strand to manifest claws they use to sever their targets from the weave. Leaping into harm's way with wild abandon, the line no one crosses is drawn by a tyrant. I mean, more punchy stuff. I'm cool with punching things. As long as I can read my book after, I'll punch anything in my way. Very much not like the non-reader of the group is over there shaking his head. Mr. Warlock, get out of here.
The non-reader. I read all kinds of things, but they're primarily sports articles. So
I think
biographies.
Technically, you read where the mountains are blue, right? So
That's right. I leave wherever the mountains are blue. That's where I like to do my reading, and I let the camera do the censorship here for the video.
Yeah, but I mean, I am definitely glad I got the grappling hook because this class is definitely going to have a lot of fun with that in particular. Being able to use that just to get into the middle of everything and just smash it all up. Um, we saw in some other stuff, some melee related things that look like they're going to be interesting for Titans, and specifically with this subclass or this class. So I'm definitely interested in seeing how that goes. The claws, I'm meh about. I mean, I get another spinny Titan, which is fun. Another ballerina, just I'm green instead of red this time, so that'll be fun. Um, I'm excited to see more about it, see something new. And the thing about the strand that was definitely the most interesting lore wise is that our guardian canonically is the first one to ever find it in this universe ever. First user whatsoever. So the darkness hasn't found it, the witness hasn't found it, no other guardians, no, the cloud striders don't know what it is either. We are the first people to be able to use the strand, and it is a dark, so we find a darkness related class without help from a pyramid, so we do it on our own. So that has a lot of really weird implications on its own, because the first one, obviously, we fought Aramis, she did lots of freezing, we got scared, and in that we went to the pyramid itself to try to gain the power ourselves in order to fight back. So I wonder how they're going to run it into the story here, whether it's we like read something or we run into like a darkness, like a tear in the weave that we see but nobody else does. Brian's shaking his head, Mr. Non-reader. What you got?
Callus.
Alice teaches us?
Yep, he always rewards us. He's going to need us to do some bidding for him, so he's going to lure us in. He's going to give us that to try to get us to do something else to make him stronger or better.
Well, we know he's there. He's on Neptune on a mission from the Witness to find something in particular. So, I mean, maybe we find it first because the Witness needs it. So if the Witness needs it and it's Darklist related, it might give us this ability because we're the first to find it. So he obviously doesn't have the Witness themselves does not have this power. So we might handle it ourselves.
Right, but Callus is. I refuse to believe that Callus is a bad guy. If Callus was a bad guy, he would have already taken care of us. He needs us to get to where he wants to be. So he will let us have this, and then we get that, and then it might be his undoing. But he will be the reason that we end up with this, in my opinion.
We got a Callus Stan over here.
All right, there it is. So along with the expansion, there is going to be a new raid, and it's redacted, but it says the Guardians will explore the mystery and discover everything they can about this threat. So they said this is a haunting presence. So next up is there also going to be another dungeon key for next year of Destiny when Lightfall starts, and we'll be getting a new dungeon in season 21 and 23, and each will have their own exotic weapon. So again, if you don't get the annual pass and you can buy the dungeon key, I think it was $20 US. I think this last time around, so it could be more. It could be more this next time. The annual pass was $10 more this year, or is it $20 more? I can't remember what it was, which one was. So there's a possibility that price could go up if you don't get the annual pass.
That $106 that I spent the other day for that exotic weapon, does that include the dungeon pass in it?
Yes. Yeah, so
if
you get the annual pass, which gets you the Quicksilver Storm, includes you basically just get everything for the year. But only thing
you get the whole year of Destiny, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you do some quick math there and you spend $106, that equates to a little more than $8 and some change for every month of Destiny. So just shy of $9.
Definitely worth it. About $2 a week.
Yeah,
pretty well worth it.
I think we get more time out of that. We get worth our money.
Yeah, especially once every expansion gets pushed back a little bit, so we probably get it even less than $2. So
if you were here for the pre-show, you know what he's talking about.
Then in the collector's edition, you get the fish statue, something there, and then some lore books.
Yeah.
Some media,
Puka
some
thing?
pretty cool box. What'd you call it?
Puka. I think that's her name.
Oh,
Their name.
yeah.
Well, I'll talk about it later.
That's the guy that's reading for you. We did talk about it pre-show, but the new enemy type of tormentors, they some of the shoulder pads on it glow like Ralk does, and his crit spots whenever you're about to enter the DPS phase. So most likely, to make them damageable, you're gonna have to like take out the shoulders, or potentially don't have knee pads or something you have to shoot. So, think about Season of the Forge when they had those little balls orbiting the bosses. You had to shoot the flying orbs.
Yeah, the drone.
I forgot all about that, man.
Yeah, so
That's a dark Destiny time.
Yeah. He blacked that out.
and I was also
Black Armory
we
that
was
out
on-
of his memory.
we was on controller at that point too, trying to shoot those things.
Oh, pain. Pain.
Oh, awful.
So think about that. The last thing they introduced was wyverns, and wyverns are always tough. Pretty much no matter what, unless you're going through a lost sector, and it's like the regular lost sector. Wyverns are quite tough to chew on sometimes.
To me, wyverns are kind of like a minotaur if a minotaur had a super. It would turn into a wyvern. Like that's about the equivalent of. They didn't really stray real far. It wasn't like they used a whole lot of brain power to come up with a wyvern. They're like, well, we have this minotaur. If we just make it a little bit better, and that's kind of what they did. So hopefully the new enemies are something interesting.
They
Yeah.
at least look like Rolk without a head. So they look more. At least they look more new enemy-ish, than the wyverns did.
Yeah.
And then seeing all the cabal with the pyramid tech on their back, like we've said
Right.
before when we were doing our whole woo stuff. In the Vow raid, you have the ogre that has the part on its back that Ryan consistently shoots at, or consistently shoots the face so someone else can shoot it.
Right.
But it has that pyramid tech on its
Caretaker.
back. Yeah, the caretaker. But we knew that they could already implant that onto something. So we also know from last season that Callus has been running experiments on making his loyalists more loyalist-ish, than basically completely destroying any reasoning or thought they could have with their brains at all while he's making them with his cloning vats, making them 100% loyal to him and learning only how to fight. So there's going to be more to that. They're going to be cloned, made like he wants them, completely obedient to him in the witness, and just stuffed full of this pyramid technology. So it's going to be... I'm hoping there's new attacks that come out of that. Because all we saw were same units with the backpack, but I'm hoping there's new stuff that happens.
All right. Anything you think we left out about Lightfall before we move on to Season of the Plunder?
Man, I thought the coolest stuff, honestly, about that whole thing was the commendation system where you rate your teammates and stuff.
Yep.
I thought that was cool because that could be, a way to see if somebody is good or bad or neutral. You kind of know what you're getting into in an LFG. Then the LFG portion of the raid to where you can post, and if you want to run a raid, which Discord pretty well negates that for us, but we're and Xbox has their Xbox LFG thing, but this is going to be much smoother than that, and it'll have PlayStation people and everything. So hopefully, I thought the mock-ups on that stuff looked really nice. That, and then the character
Mod
level
system.
thing.
Manager?
Well, no, not that. The thing where if you're a new player and you don't know what to do, you can
the Guardian
you can, rank up your
ranks,
Guardian ranks.
ranks.
So I pray to God that stuff is retroactive based upon triumphs, because if I have to go run freaking public events on Earth or EDZ or whatever, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just flat out never. I'll be a Guardian rank 4 or whatever it gets me to, if that's not retroactive. The loadout manager looked really nice, as far as kind of a screen that looked very reminiscent of your transmog screen that we have now, to where you have everything out there in front of you and you can kind of look and see what's going on. The thing I also liked on that was based upon the subclasses, showed you how much you lost per subclass. Like some of the some of the aspects, will like give you -10 strength or -10 discipline or something like that, and all that look to be pretty visible. So that's like the UI stuff. That's kind of the stuff I kind of like. I hope they do a little bit more with clan stuff on there, because that could be pretty neat. I hope that there is a way that people on console can use like clan message, because that kind of sucks right now for like me, because sometimes I'll try to message the clan and I know that half of the people that are online can't really or have 0% chance to respond to what I'm saying on there. So I wish that there was a way they could enter that chat and then press a button to pull up like the Xbox keyboard or whatever and type into that. So that's kind of the stuff I was pretty excited about.
Hopefully,
Like
in game
took all the talking points.
Yeah.
All the other points they talked about, he talked about every single one of them.
Yeah, well, he had to clean them up, because that's the kind of stuff that I just like didn't really concern me that much, because the way I do my loadouts now in Dim, like mod loadouts and issue, that stuff's not really an issue to me, because I just go to orbit, change my loadout, and go. But I do hope in-game audio comes a little bit better, because I know I can't use in-game audio right now for whatever reason. I never really troubleshooted it, but my mic don't pick up in-game. So
same thing, man. Same thing happened to me. I'm trying to get that Disciple Slayer. Like, I'm at the point now to where I only need like just one more piece of lore. But before that, I needed like 2 more triumphs, like not shooting the abhorrence until they shoot at the totem, like those stuff. And people on like the Discord LFG were wanting to use game chat, and I couldn't get my mic to pick up in game chat, so I was having a heck of a time with that. So hopefully one day, once that Discord integration, because Sony owns a part of Discord, so the fact that it's coming to Xbox before it comes to Sony is kind of laughable, in my opinion. But once that gets done, hopefully we can just kind of forget about the rest of the stuff.
all right, next up is Season of the Plunder. We're going to be sailing by starlight. Aramis has awoken from her icy prison by a dark benefactor. So it has rallied her old pirate lords of Elisny, a legend, to assist her in recovering lost relics of great power. Unless you plunder them first, this is no horizon to reach, no edge to your map, but there is most certainly a treasure. Assemble your crew, Guardian. So here it just says she was awoken by a dark benefactor, and whenever you start up this seasonal mission, Drifter said she must be woken up by the witness. So did somebody else wake her up, Chad, or is this something we're going to figure out later on?
We don't know. We're assuming it's the witness right now. I haven't read into the this guy giving me his looks. You're just a curious fella, my guy. Like, you just don't believe anything until you see it. I haven't read into too much of the lore, because a lot of it is, again, spoilery, and I kind of read the books as they come along. But the armor and stuff hasn't given any inkling either. But yeah, Drifter said witness, and I think that's just because he's the big bad right now, and so we're like, yeah, it must have been them.
Yeah. So we are teaming up with the Drifter, and we also have Mithrax, Spider, and Ido along for the ride. Also, Ido.
Let me real quick. We were right, or at least I said Drifter was going to be around. So did Ryan, and then Fallen. So we get those 2 points on the board.
Hey, listen, we take every point we can get on this podcast. So, Rasputin, we'll leave that prediction out of this. But,
No, I said at the first season that is going to hopefully be us season this year. We still have one left.
Yeah. So I think Ido's already coming a fan favorite, and we've already heard from her during season of the Splicer. If you went around in the icons in what's that area called, Chad? That the listing is taken over of House Light.
The
corner.
Batsa district.
Yeah, the bots are different. If you went around there, the scannable items, she talked to you about, like, teach you about Elixir life. So, we finally put a face to the voice, and people are already ready to kill for her, and she better not be going away at the end of the season. I think something that I was correct on was like, we're going to get a 6-player activity this season, and we did in Catch Crash, which is
Catchcraft.
we're going to engage in ship-to-ship combat to stop Eris and her pirate crew from wreaking chaos from across the galaxy and to steal back the Black Pearl. Oh, sorry, that's a movie. No.
What? Did I miss that?
So, I don't know how many ships are in her armada, but she's got to have a lot for a...
Only one so far that I've been on.
So no, it's a pretty easy 6-player activity for the most part. It's, just W key, go kill some ads, cap a few areas, put some DPS into something. Nothing crazy there for a 6-player activity.
What's been your favorite 6-player activity outside of the menagerie that we've had?
Oh man,
Isn't it the
The
lighthouse
one with I was thinking the one with our boy Saint 14. He builds the
the one
thing
in
that's
Season of the
in
Dawn.
there.
That's what I was thinking. It's
Sundial.
The Sundial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably the best one outside of the menagerie, right?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, because it wasn't the Vex one from Shadowkeep.
It wasn't the one that was a public event where you had to throw the balls at the thing that moves closer to the center.
Yeah.
God, that was terrible. Was that Season of Arrivals? Was that one? Oh.
No, that was.
The Vex one was like 3 different zones that you run to.
What was between Dawn and Arrivals?
It was one of the Rasputin and the bunkers.
The one where I spent 14,000 legendary shards trying to get that freaking sidearm.
That last
whatever that season was.
Season of the Worthy.
Yeah, it's worthy. That was it.
Yeah, that was the worst one. With the last season's was pretty close to the worst one, in my opinion.
But additional to the 6-man activity, we also have a 3-player activity called Expedition. So that's where you're going to assemble treasure maps, dig for treasure, and get back to your ship, all while fending off enemy pirate crews. So right now, this one is Cabal and Fallen coming at you at the same time, and you're getting the it almost looks like exotic engrams to drop from Grasp of Avarice, and you want to pick those up and throw them at your carrier. And that has an extra difficulty to do, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
But pro tip, you can dupe those balls that you throw at the carrier by doing the old switch weapons while the ball, after you throw it, switch weapons and it'll spawn again at your feet. So you can cut down on the number of phases that you do on that to speed it up.
Also, another pro tip. During that throwing session, there are 2 guys typically that spawn in called ruffians. And if you complete that thing too fast, they won't spawn in. You need to kill 50 this season for a triumph. So if you care about that, Ryan didn't know because he didn't read it. But if you care about that, probably wait till later in the season when less people are ball duping. But there you go.
All right, if we do it together, Chad, I'll go slow so you can get those done.
Oh, I will dupe every ball that I can, and then I'll come behind you and dupe the ball that you're throwing as well. So just be prepared.
All right, we're also going to get weekly missions, and those will be in the form of pirate hideouts. So it says swashbuckle through weekly missions to relieve pirate lords of their powerful relics hidden within their hideouts. And this week's is pretty straightforward. I think you get it done in like maybe 4, maybe 5 minutes. And then just, some dialogue at the end. You take this artifact back to the helm, and we're going to storm there. As we learn from storing the Crown of Sorrow on the helm, we're going to store these other artifacts that we don't know what they do, and probably corrupt something else in some way.
Well, they already cleaned it up, dude. It's all clean. We're good.
The exterminator came in, man.
Yeah.
I do want to say that that little mission you do, I thought was a lot of fun. I thought the enemy density was exactly right. This is a solo. Whenever I went through with Chad like later that night, just because he got stuck on the catchcraft thing as far as it not progressing like his quest line. So I stayed in there and I was like, well, I got all this stuff. I might as well just do the seasonal activity with him and be pretty fast. But doing that, the pirate hideout, that I thought that was a lot of fun solo. So if you're playing, kick your buddy out of your fire team and play that part solo.
This season comes with 6 legendary weapons and an exotic fusion rifle, delicate tomb. So seasonal value here, just seasonal activities, it's a little bit higher. I feel like there's been I don't remember a time where we had a 6-man, a 3-man, and a solo mission in a season. So a lot of stuff to do that way. And for mostly, if you're a solo player, you can do all those things because it's either going to match you up or the hideouts are very, very soloable.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed this seasonal stuff so far. Like the 5 hours I put in. I know that once I get 70 hours in this season, I probably won't enjoy it as much, but I can tell that I'll still like it more than last season.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. The music really gets you going if you care about listening to the music while you play, especially during Catch Crash and the boss fight area. But it's a really cool zone. It's nice to throw balls at something else for a change. Like destroying all the ether tanks and other stuff, and having things that'll blow you up if you're too close. That's always a fun surprise. But I'm excited to see the other kinds of bosses that are going to come in, because we know right now it's just the big shank, not scurvy. Scurvy's something we summon, but the big shank. There's probably going to be something else. So we know that they're allied with the Cabal, so there could also be a big Cabal boy that pops up as one of her captains. But I like launching myself at the enemy boat and storming it and trying to plunder it. It's a lot of fun. The 3-man activities it feels like the other 3-man escort a thing, throw stuff at other stuff. So that one's okay. But yeah, I can't wait to get back into the pirate guy and kick Ryan out of my fire team, like he said, next time. So I can do it solo. I got to do it with my other 2 characters, so I'm excited to do that. But I've only played each of them like 3 times, so I need to get in there more to really get a good feel. And apparently, you can if you do Catch Crash, I think someone calculated it 38 times. You can do a reset, a full rank reset on 38 Catch Crashes.
That's not bad.
No, not at all. Like it took. Oh my god, I got maybe 2 the entire season for the crown. Maybe 2. But like this one is like people are already getting yeah, exactly. People are already getting the rank reset so they can get the exotic quest done for like the final rank. So it's wild. Like people are just sitting in there like, you know what? Like it's a 1-day grind, get it done, and sweet. I'm like, dang, that's not bad.
That's a heck of a day though. That is one. It
is a heck of a day.
Heck of a day.
But like, think about that for like a casual player. That's not bad at all. 38 of those.
No, nope, not at all. So you figure if you even do 5 a week, you're only looking at like what, between 7 weeks, something like that. Between 7 and 8 weeks.
Next thing, in the helm, there is a gift to the Thunder Gods. So there's like a complete armor set and some exotics and Thunderlord for, I think, if you own the season pass, or is that free to all players? I don't know which one because I only know me. I know it's there, but
I feel like season pass would be it, but I don't remember.
I think it's free to all players. The reason I think that, I told my wife that she could hop on and she'd be able to catch up. And so she downloaded the update, logged in. She was able to get it, but it only took her to like 1540. Yeah. I want to say it didn't take her all the way up. And then she went to the star chart or whatever the thing is called this season, bought the season pass from it, and then she is locked out. It doesn't show the Elixir quarter for her to be able to go talk to. Like, she's already done the mission. She's supposed to go to the Elixir quarter in order to watch the interaction, is what it says. And that's the interaction between Ido and Spider, and then Spider has that little bit of dialogue afterwards.
Yes.
So she is unable to progress that quest.
Okay,
because
so
if she goes to the helm, there is no Elixir quarter that shows up on her directory.
So I think she has to do the opening mission.
She already did the opening mission. I watched her do it.
If you do it too fast,
Yeah.
it doesn't count.
Yeah, so I saw in the TWAB today that we haven't got to yet that the trick is to basically do it on another character, but she doesn't have another character. So I had her join my fire team, and I took her to the Elixir quarter. She was able to witness the interaction, but the next part of the quest is to speak to Spider. But when she speaks to Spider, he doesn't have any dialogue. So she's like, I'm not playing this game anymore.
So,
I don't know why they make it to where you can't do everything. So she's like out.
I think you would have had to leave the fire team. She has to leave the area and then come back to Spider, and then it should start going again.
Whenever she still doesn't have the Elixir quarter in her directory. It's a very weird bug.
Thanks.
So,
is she playing on Steam or Epic?
She's on Steam. We don't do Epic in this household, Jared.
Well, if you're a free-to-play player and you haven't bought anything, and you want the 30th anniversary stuff, you can go download Destiny 2 on Epic Store, and you get the 30th anniversary for free.
Only if you're on the Epic Store. It does not travel across platforms.
Yeah. There's lots of good stuff on the Epic Store. All right, so that's it for Season of the Plunder for now. We're definitely going to break down those weapons in the future as we try to get our hands on some of them. And, Exotic Future Rifle, so I know Chad's going to be excited about it, hopefully, and wants to talk about it. So next up is the TWAB. And mainly this is going to be more about what's going on this week. And that's the main thing. King's Fall is returning tomorrow at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And it's going to be a world first race.
I got that wrong.
What?
I got that wrong. I was betting on Wrath just because it was the underdog.
Yep.
But King's Fall was the clear and obvious choice. I don't like picking the easy way out.
True. That's why, chadocero is not chadocero. Oh, geez. So the raid will launch with contest mode in the first 24 hours, and you will need to be 1560 power to be at the cap for all encounters. And once you clear the raid on contest mode, then the challenge mode opens up, and then you have to complete the raid again on challenge mode, and it's an instant wipe every time you fail a challenge. And then once you complete the challenge mode and claim the triumph is how they will determine the world's first winner. And it also takes some time to verify the winners to make sure they didn't do anything questionable. Now, that's for, the top 0.5% of people in Destiny going towards that. But if you just want to complete the raid, and you want to complete the raid before September 6th, there is a raid ring to get. That's the King's Fall raid ring. So it sizes from 16 to 15. Solid sterling silver, nickel free. So I think nickel is what turns your skin green in the metal. So that's not going to be in there. And it uses unisex sizing. And it looks like the head details is 25 millimeters by 17 millimeters. So you just want to get that raid done before September 6th, or get a code from somebody. I think that's still able to be done. We will probably won't be tackling the raid until Saturday night because as 40-hour Joes here, we didn't take off time for this one. So
it would have been nice if we would have had a little bit of a warning. Hey, you might want to mark this off of your calendar. Wink, wink. But no.
Yep.
So thank you, Bungie. Thank you for that very much.
Yeah.
So as mentioned, there's an Epic Games and Bungie union, and Fortnite, the Fall Guys, and Destiny 2 has all kind of got intertwined together a bit. So you can buy skins on Fortnite of Zavala, Ikora, and the Stranger. Fall Guys, you can get some like little cute Destiny outfits. And then Destiny 2, you have 3 new armor sets for Warlock, Hunter, and Titan. And then the Hunter got where am I at here? Okay. So Oblivion is what got for the Hunters. I'm not sure what these Fortnite characters are, but Hunters resembles Oblivion. The Black Knight resembles Titans, as you know, it's a callback to the 6 forts, the 6 fronts of back in the day that Chad knows about. And Warlock's got a cat. That is pretty cool looking. Fox, did you spend the silver on this?
Not yet. It was hard for me to justify spending more money after spending $106.
Yeah.
And then I bought some adult beverages, some bottles that my wife wasn't aware of at the time. So it was hard for me to spend money on that. I will, but I don't really know what it means. But I did see on Reddit, and Chad and I saw it, that the battle bus was in the Elixir quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and looked at that, but it really didn't have a lot of value to Chad and I because neither of us were. I've never played Fortnite. I've watched Fortnite, familiar with Fortnite, never played it, and now I don't play it just because I've never played it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm never going to play it.
Yep.
So, but the Fall Guys stuff, that was the one, or I'm sorry, Fortnite was the one that had the Stranger as the Hunter representative. Do you think that's like a nod and a wink that that's going to be our next? Nope, Chad shaking his head.
I think just because the fish is there, and I think she's Neptune related, that they chose that. People are already saying she's going to be the Dark Vanguard Hunter. But then they're all are they all hunters? Because Eris
talking
is
about
a hunter,
Eris and Drifter.
and Drifter is a hunter. They'll just be dark people. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think it is that.
Yeah. So on Fortnite, you can play Draven 4 and play Control, and you get to choose to be a Warlock Hunter or Titan. So hopefully it's this all this stuff kind of brings some more people, some new people over to Destiny 2, and they're here to stay because I don't know if you've all been on Twitter, but it looks like PvP SPM is pretty strong right now, and they'll probably be protected whenever they come over. So at least they'll have a good time in PvP for a few games. Also, for this week, from August 23rd to August 30th, all Destiny 2 story campaigns are free. And then after the 30th, you will need to purchase them in order to play. However, like, say you play whatever and you get a weapon, you still have that weapon, you get to keep it for the week. If you link your Epic Games Store account to your Bungie account, you'll be getting 2 emblems on September 1st. So link them for 2 free emblems. One of them's inspired by Fortnite, one of them's inspired by Fall Guys. So Fall Guys, you kind of get the crown. I think everybody kind of played it there for a little while and understands getting crowns is how you get different skins. Last up here, the exotic ornament results is Herbalist 1. It had almost 46% of the vote, probably because everybody uses that weapon. You know, it's really good at in-game PvE, so it's probably most people's inventory at the time, so they're voting on that weapon.
Yeah, that season Arbalist was really hot too, which helped.
We've talked about some known issues here or there. There's lots of them. We talked about sometimes a catch crash wouldn't take it that you completed it. It wouldn't progress your weekly 3 of them you need to complete or your story bounty. So another thing, players move too quickly through the seasonal intro mission are becoming blocked from progressing. This can be resolved by doubling back to trigger Spider's voice lines. So, and Chad also mentioned he's a little squishy. So, Chad, what's going on with that?
Well, currently, Arc, Warlocks, and Titans have their resilience set to 0, regardless of what you're looking at. You're set to tier 0 resilience as a Titan, Warlock, and Hunter, which is gonna be fun for a lot of people tomorrow. Meaning that they can't use Arc stuff.
I think it's just Warlock and Titan, right?
It's just Warlock and Titan.
Yeah.
So if you're a Titan, Warlock and a Titan, and you wanted to use Arc stuff in the day 1 raid, oops.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're just using it to like go around jumping through the jump puzzles and stuff like that, you're not. No, you're gonna be way too squishy. You just
remember we talked about that.
burned.
We talked about that in the 100K we did. We're like, man, this is, because I was running Arc and I was dying. I thought very fast.
Yeah, no, same here. I was running it, but I just thought it was because I was running into things. Like I was running into the dangers, so I thought I was just getting hit more. But no, definitely just squishy. I don't have that extra 40% damage debuff.
Yep.
I'm taking all of it, all 100% of it, right to the dome.
Bite the pillow. All right. Next up is just going to be early impressions of Arc 3.0. We're not doing a deep dive into like our builds and stuff yet. It's kind of just like an overview of how we're feeling. So for my Hunter, like I really like Gathering Storm Super. It's effective. It's fun. Temper Strike. I'll get to that later, but 1-2 punch shotguns with Liar's Handshake is kind of what I had most fun with the class. But I think it could still use some love here or there in some aspects. I'm not completely loving Arc 3.0 the way I love Void and Solar. I feel like as of right now.
All right. I can definitely agree with Jared on the Liar's Handshake. 2-4 punch was my mainstay, especially during Season of the Dawn. I would run up and just hit the boss into its next immunity phase once real quick because I was having a lot of fun with that. But for Titans anyway, I'm really loving the enhanced grenades. That little Stormy boy is hilarious in PvE. You just throw the storm grenade and it just chases everything out of the way. It's hilarious. It's a lot of fun. And then the boost, it's like I need to get out of here, boop, and just shoot to the left, shoot to the right, like get out of there. It's definitely a lot of fun. It's saved my butt a couple of times easily, where I'm like, oh no, and then I just quickly use my class ability to move over real fast, just bang. But I mean, as far as everything else goes, I'm not super blown away by it. Having arc punches that can jolt stuff or that just electrify things, watching things disintegrate with electricity when I punch them is a lot of fun. There's definitely more to it than there was obviously the non 3.0 version of arc for me, because literally it was just, oh, I'm doing boss damage, I'm gonna throw on Thunder Crash. Oh, I'm doing something else, maybe I won't use Thunder Crash. So there's a lot more like just different stuff I can do. I'm having fun messing around with the different grenades, with the enhanced grenades. Having fun with the thruster. But I don't think I've used the other aspect yet. I haven't messed with it yet because I've been mostly having so much fun with those grenades. I haven't had the chance to switch anything around just yet. But I definitely don't have any builds. I don't think I've seen any builds, but I haven't really looked into it. But I'm definitely gonna lean more into it once the resilience bug is gone, because as of right now it hurts a lot, and I don't like it.
As we talked about last week, Warlock is absolutely fantastic for ag clear, especially with the Crown of the Tempest. That super lasts forever. You also get your with that the arc web that comes off of like your grenades and stuff. All that extends, and you get just. I feel like my abilities were up a lot whenever I was running arc. The issue was that I felt like I was just getting absolutely just destroyed, which makes sense that there was like the 0% on the resilience, because I was running like 9 or 10 resilience, and the fact that I wasn't getting the benefit of that makes a lot of sense as to why it felt the way that it did. Especially if you run like a arc weapons, to where you can hold your amp going through and stuff, like you pretty well. It's everything changed together really nice at the moment. So the main thing, I have not messed around with the Chaos Reach version really at all, especially with like geomags or anything. I've basically just been running the Storm Trance. Landfall is really good if you time it right whenever you cast your super, and I mean, it seems pretty good. I mean, I don't think it's quite as good as Void Warlock. Void Warlock's pretty tough to beat. Like that season it came out, but a lot of that was due to the seasonal artifact mods. So this feels good, but it's not like it doesn't dramatically change the arc subclass, which, you know, we spoke last week. We didn't really expect it to do that because they didn't make a whole lot of changes.
All right. Now it's time for 3 likes and 3 dislikes. I'll go ahead and lead off with my like. It's probably might be one of the most spiciest things that's going to happen in PvP this season besides skill-based matchmaking, and that is Glyfalcon's Hugh Burke. So coming out of Invis grants you 5 seconds of damage buff, and then also finishing a combatant while Invis grants a reserve overshield for you and your nearby allies. And a reserve overshield is whenever you activate your class ability, whenever you have one, you end up getting an overshield. So it's pretty good in PvP and really good in, I say it's pretty good in PvE, better in PvP for the most part. So with hand cannons, you can come out of Invis and 2-head 1 body. You can come out with Ace of Spades with Momentum Moray and almost get the 2-tap depending on resilience. And but if you have a kill clip 140, you can come out and 2-tap. So if you do the dodge, the reload, and then have kill clip procced, you will get the 2-tap with that.
My like this week was that the seasonal activity seems to be quicker to complete and more interesting than the last season's seasonal activity. And just to throw it in, this Quicksilver Storm auto rifle that you get for the pre-order, I really, 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 really like that auto rifle. I've used it for probably 2 strikes and like 4 seasonal activities, so I haven't used it a tremendous amount to be able to tell you whether or not it's worth. Because, I mean, let's be honest, it's basically a $100 exotic, right? Isn't that kind of what it is?
At this time, yeah. Yep.
At this time, it's a $100 exotic.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not worth $100, but it does have 100 stability and 83 aim assist. I've already got nearly 200 kills with it in PvE. I have not taken it into PvP. Yeah, I'm sure that it is compared to most people, but I've only got to play one night so far. So the main perk that it does is called Grenade Chaser, where if you land multiple rockets, it loads a grenade. You can kind of hold R to put it into grenade launcher mode, kind of like a noob tube off of you like Call of Duty Modern Warfare people. I didn't play that game a whole lot, but basically it has a perk called Rocket Tracers, which is the intrinsic perk, and landing multiple hits turns your next shot into a homing micro rocket. So especially like with beefy enemies, this gun with the 100 stability, it shoots like a straight laser. It doesn't bounce around whatsoever on you. It also has 88 recoil direction, so it basically kicks up and to the left just a hair, but basically it's straight up and down. Has 51 in the mag. And as you're landing, like even body shots, it doesn't even have to be like critical damage, like headshots or whatever. You're loading these. The more of those you land, you start having rockets that you're available to load. I'm sorry, not rockets, grenades that you're able to load up in your alternate fire mode. Once you load those up, I will say that in the mission where you're going into the hideout to get the artifact, I was getting 39,500 ish per direct hit on that boss with another 500 impact damage. So basically 40k damage per grenade launcher, and that actually reloads pretty fast. It doesn't have like a big long extended reload. So, you can land like 150k or I guess 120k without pretty quick, and then just kind of switch over to whatever. So if you have the extra money laying around and you're kind of on the fence about it, I would say do it. You're going to play the game next year anyway. You'll have all the content, and but that exotic's really fun.
That was a good likes. My like is that Ido is a main character this season, which is for many of us a red flag. We're scared. We're very scared. We have many thoughts about that. I'll get my thoughts out hopefully next week when I talk about her. But I'm liking that she's around. I'm liking that she's in cutscenes. She is in the lore all over the place. So I'm excited to talk about that. And then next, my dislike is the Arc and Titan Warlock resilience bug. I just don't want to play my Arc Titan because it's super. I don't even have like 5 resilience. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's just squishy. It's super squishy. Yeah, I get my thruster more often because it still counts as like a tier 10, I think. But like taking all that damage, it hurts, man. So I'm switching back to my solar or my voidy boys, and just getting stuff done. And also, whose idea was it for this has happened the last 3 seasons with the 3.0 updates. The beginning week of each season does not match the 3.0 that's being released.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this week's it's
Yeah,
void.
that's kind of dumb, right? That's kind of dumb.
Like, just change the rotation, man. We know you can do it. Just change it. Just be like, yeah, it's Arc Week. Do your Arc Strikes. Do them.
What was it they used to say about Zur is that he's not on his something about
He
free
does
will.
not have a will of his own.
Yeah, will of his own. That's what it is. My dislike this week is I think I'm over the power grind. I have 0 motivation to go run 3 strikes, 3 gambit matches, 3 crucible matches, run the seasonal story on heroic mode, run Wellspring on heroic, and do all that stuff that you have to do in order to get these pinnacle weapons that I have to do and have to keep up with. That way I'm able to do the GM Nightfalls whenever they launch out. Like, I have to stay on top of this stuff, but damn, it is really hard to do at this point. So I know there's been, if you're listening to a Destiny podcast, I'm assuming that you probably have some sort of social media where you follow like more popular Destiny people than us, where they've talked about power grind and yada, yada, yada. So hopefully they get this figured out, because this season's rough. I can only imagine next season's going to be more rough.
My dislike this week is Temper Strike does not get the damage buff from 1-2 punch. Stuff. Last week I said you could do it, and then now they moved that ability to an aspect. It's no longer a melee. It's in a different core. It's a different part of your kit, so it doesn't count. So that's a bummer. So I moved on to the other 2 fragments and the other 2 aspects, and that's probably what I'm going to use. And I will never use Temper Strike. Okay, so no weapons breakdown. There's too many weapons for us to try to zero in on a few, and like trying to just use a few of them, and get some time in on before we go and tell you what to get. But it's time for Chad, and we got some lore.
Oh, yeah. Today it's going to be light because obviously we had a lot to talk about. So I'm only going to talk about the lore that we got from the Lightfall pre-order stuff. There's a weapon and a ghost. Main reason because it's the only things that we have that have any hints whatsoever so far to Lightfall. We obviously have a trailer and we know about Cloud Striders and stuff like that. But we will start off with Quicksilver Storm, and it starts out, it says boot up, fail, 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 restoring proximity, exo model, Bray special, Puka, juvenile, unknown, extreme caution, paracausal, unknown. Said we were going home. I don't want to be on Ganymede. There's no one here. Exo. There's the point, Toki. No one dies if this goes gray goo on us. Register unknown. Toki. This housing and frame replicate the scans I took. Not sure why it won't fire. Biometrics unrecognized. If this doesn't work, may I have my pretty silver back? I like it better on me than in a gun. Your accessory came from a gun? Someone in the outer system is using weaponized nanomachines. I haven't seen that. That shouldn't mean you can just take the other people's thing. I've seen everything, Toki. Almost everything. But I can't figure out from the scans how the original design propelled anything. Isn't why you kept the piece of the original barrel? No, someone spent some time etching the motto by hand. Seems respectful to keep it. I will never understand Guardians. So someone out there has a weapon I've never seen before, don't understand, and don't know how to defend against. The closest thing we've seen to this is Siva, and these bugs are so far beyond that. Get off that, fish. Puka, designation. Verified. Dumb little critter, you'll blow yourself up, go on. My silver is moving, Elsie. Register exo model, Bray, special, Elsie. So if this is the barrel, calibrating, and this is the magnetic bottle, calibrating. Pulling the trigger should section off a round, and then when that actually fires, discharge LC 000001. What did you do? I didn't change anything. The nanite colony must build each round with a solid state impeller coil. That's small? That's like Golden Age tech. No, we never had anything like this. So this gun has the silver in it, the nanites, that are going to be basically Cloud Strider tech. This gun essentially registered Elsie Bray, the EXO, as the user for the gun. Toki, who is paracausal, which is a guardian, of some kind at least, or could be some other paracausal being, but is calling her Elsie, so they clearly know each other. And then the fish, who is, again, we're assuming from Neptune. Now you get to the speed metal shell, and it says, for ghosts who are pretty and pretty dangerous. I should have missed this speck of a station on the way to Pluto, except that for all it lacks in size, it's surprisingly warm, almost a full degree above the background of space, practically a flare. My ship's engines whir through cooldown as I step into the landing bay, its stock design years ago. I could probably tell you which floor plan it used from the Fabradyne showroom, Ishtar registration, probably an observatory forgotten in the collapse. But what's waiting past the hatch isn't stock Atmo gear, shiny and new. Someone's been here since the collapse. I unshoulder my rifle and warm up her power cell. A handprint, grease, and dust pressed sharp against the white wall, sized for a cabal, but 5 fingers. There's more, a smear of rippling silver and broken bits of something familiar. Too big for a gun, but maybe for that hand. A rustle behind me breaks the silence. I fire. Don't shoot, Exo, a small voice begs. I'm just Toki. Her glowing lens pokes out from behind the doorfray. A ghost? Why are you here? I heard the call? The call to a guardian? There's no humans this far out. Well, that I know. Her body ripples in the light, looking oddly familiar. What's up with your shell? You look like my silver. My friend showed it to me. Another ghost was crazy enough to come out here with you? No, ma'am. I met her here. Her fins coax something into view. A beautiful little mess of ribs and sails, the 6 bright eyes appraising me. I reach for it, and Anna's tiny hands pull me into a hug. Her dress is dirty and she's crying. Grandfather's totally gonna freak. I think it's, as I pet her hair. It's okay. I'll help. I start as Toki's friend slithers into my hand and coos. I'll help, I realize. So Toki's friend is the fish. So she found the ghost Toki out somewhere. They don't really designate too much. They close to Pluto, I guess. And with Toki is the fish from Neptune. So the fish gave her the nanites. So that all but confirms that far. I mean, we are assuming that the silver is from Neptune, but that's what it looks like the Cloud Striders have all over their body and stuff like that. So I'm hoping we get more lore here and there coming around. Maybe next season they release another 2 Lightfall things and we get some more stuff. But we're finally, the fish is coming into view, and the fish is coming back as something actually important after it's been gone since Beyond Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed we never got, because they even kind of used that as a little bit of a marketing thing with Beyond Light at the Bungie showcase with the fish ghost and stuff, and then just never told us anything else about it for 2 years. So,
looking back at Beyond Light, I feel like they had to cut some stuff out that they intended to have in there. That
bait and switch situation.
No, I think they had all intentions, but I think that was the COVID year, and some things didn't get done the way they thought they was going to be done for Beyond Light.
Yeah, and they didn't push Beyond Light, right? Didn't Beyond Light come out in November or October or whatever? I want to say it came out in November.
That's when we had the 5-month season of the Rivals.
Yeah, but I feel like the first February release was the Witch Queen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it when it came out in like the holiday season of of that year, the fall of that year. That's kind of what that's not what I said, but that's what I meant. Because I remember sending my wife and kids on vacation to Gatlinburg whenever that one came out. So I just I don't know, man. I feel like hopefully they start putting those loose ends and tying them all together. I did want to go before we went to the mailbag section. I did want to touch base on the gambling corner, primarily because I won the gambling corner last season by a mere 200 glimmer over Chad. So since I'm the winner, I'm not sure. We never really decided on what the winner would get or would have the ability to do. So Will, if you have any good suggestions, send us something on Twitter at DestinyCCPod. If you're new to the podcast, Gambling Corner. What would be the easiest way to say this, Jared? Jump in if I leave something out. Basically, all of us start with 10,000 fake glimmer. With that fake glimmer, we will have a bet each week that we discuss with Mr. Vegas, aka Evbot, who is going to help us figure out a line for something each week, and all of us are forced to bet on that, at least 1,000 glimmer. And if you ever run out of money, aka fake glimmer, you have to sacrifice a weapon in your vault that the other 2 members come to an agreement on of what that value is, so you can quote unquote buy back into the game. Our first week that we have here for the Gambling Corner is it looks like Saturday evening. We are prepping to run the raid. So far, we have 5 people confirmed in. Those 5 people are your favorite Destiny podcasters, the Conqueror's Corner Boys, the Destiny Bad Boy, NotRyanFox, Jared, and chadocero. We also have our boy Wesley, who's coming back in for his second run with us, and we also have Zenboni, the Zinnerberg. Mr. Canada coming in. We're still looking to fill that 6th spot. I've got a couple people that I've kind of asked, but haven't really landed on anybody. So, the first run of the King's Fall raid with all of the Conqueror's Corner boys, because we've all kind of decided we're going to do it together. We're not going to branch off and do it separately. How long will we spend in that raid total before we complete it? Closest wins, going over does not matter. Everybody puts in 2,000 glimmer, so everybody currently has 8,000 glimmer. The winner will win the ante of 6,000 on there. So what are your guys' guesses? keep in mind this is not a day one attempt, so we will know kind of. I'm sure there's going to be videos out by the time we get to it Saturday evening, so we will have seen those. Most of us also played it in the Destiny 1 time, so it's not a brand new raid to us. How long do you guys think we'll spend in that raid the first time before we get a completion?
Well, Fox, you won, so I feel like you should have to pick first.
That's not fair at all. I feel like I should pick last.
Nope. See, this is SPM going on here, so no, you are at a disadvantage because you won.
All right, so what's hard is I don't know if there's going to be any new encounters or how much they're going to change the encounters that there are. So first clear, imagining that we're going to be at level or near level up until the boss, most likely. I would say 6 hours.
What?
I'm quitting, but yeah. I was thinking like 3 hours and 11 minutes.
Jeez. We're at level, my guys.
Listen, I know
Okay,
how we
that's
are,
fine, man.
but
Do what you say. Do what
Fox
you say.
has to get up
We
and pee
suck
like 5 different times.
We suck at deeps.
Oh my goodness.
We suck at change.
The good news is we have our core 4, and Wesley's like a 4.5 because he played with us in Bow and did good with us. So I'm not really worried about that. I just, what I'm most concerned is who I'm going to get for the 6th person, because I've had my first 2 choices have turned me down because they're going to be at like bachelor parties or out of the country. So that's my issue, is I'm not sure exactly who the 6th person is going to be.
That's a good point. I'll put 3 hours 10 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
All right. So basically, Chad has 3 hours and 10 minutes and less. Jared has from 3 hours and 11 minutes to, I don't know,
3
what
hours
the
10 minutes
be.
31 seconds and up.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
I just hope Chad wins. That's all I hope for.
Yeah, I hope Chad wins too. I would be fine with that. This is the one gambling corner
Anything
I would
under
be.
3 hours would be
I
exceptional.
would be totally fine. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. So we'll see how it goes. We'll fill it up next week and go from there. So Chad was 310. Jared was 311. His favorite band. And I said, what did I say? 6 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Going from there, that takes us to the mailbag, and we'll get our time here at 1 hour 16:40. And the first question of the mailbag is, what is your prediction of the team that will win the world's first Kingsfall race, and what do you think their time will be? I know that Chad doesn't really follow like streamers and stuff like that, so I'm going to go with our boy Salta Grepo again, and I'm going to say like 3 hours and, well, hold on, to get the world's first they got to basically beat the raid twice.
Yep.
I'm going to say like 4 hours and 54 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your guess for their double clear with challenges is less than our first try without contest.
Dude, this
You act like it wasn't like that with Val, or I'm sorry, Vault of Glass, yeah.
But no, Salt's team is they're different. No, they're built different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're built different.
Yeah.
Hashtag built different. I think I don't think our boys the Team Redeem, I don't think they have much of a chance. I think they're kinda out of their prime at this point, in my opinion, because they're all multi game streamers and stuff now. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I saw Broman's doing like the raid along, like the
Yep.
tailgate stream, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is cool because Broman and all those dudes were the ones that did they got world's first on it, you know, like many years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, which that was actually a heck of a streamer team. Those guys got all of those guys ended up doing pretty well, which was nice to see.
Yeah, one of them actually works for Bungie now. That was on that rate.
Yeah, that's Broman's his brother, right?
T-Rex, Triple Rex. It's T-Rex, right?
Yeah, T-Rex.
Yeah.
TEAWREX on Twitter, I want to say.
Yep.
T-Rex. He now works at Bungie, so he doesn't stream Destiny much anymore, but he used to be a big-time Destiny streamer. Just a super positive dude, super nice guy.
So I'm gonna pick my team. I think math class is finally gonna do it.
No, please.
So,
Dang it, that was gonna be my guess because that's the only one I know.
Now math class has multiple teams in it, I think, but you know, Dado's team is.
Actually, I would like for math class to win as long as it's not Dado's team of math class.
I would very much like the opposite of that.
So I'm just going to underneath the umbrella of math class is getting it, and I think it's going to be 5 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
I'm guessing Dado, and I'm guessing 2 hours and 42 minutes.
Whoo!
No wait,
What?
I was
Don't
more
do that.
memeing there, but I'm guessing in the 5 hour range. Yeah, I'm guessing like just
All
over
right.
5:15, 5:20.
Oh my gosh! Here
Okay.
we go again. Okay. All right.
All right. Is Arc Hunter too strong in PvP? I did see one video on Twitter to where that super lasted like 48 seconds and they killed like 75 people with it in Mayhem. So based solely upon that and the fact that I hate hunters, it is definitely too powerful in PvP.
I think
The best part is you can slam it into your homie and let him run around.
that's not what he's talking about. I think he's talking about the dodging of the super.
Oh yeah,
So
Yep.
the dodge, like I think it's like you only take like 4% of the damage while you're dodging. So that's ridiculous. That should never be in PvP at that point. That kind of damage resist. So
I want to say that they tanked like 2 golden gun shots and a Nova bomb in the course of that super whenever they were going through. So yeah, let's just say they're too powerful for sure.
now I was playing some Mayhem too, and like I popped golden gun, and a Titan was charging at me with that shield up. So that shield took a shot. I thought I killed him. I didn't immediately shoot the second. Then he popped his thunder crash on him, and I shot him and only bodied him. And I shot another one and bodied him again, and he didn't die and killed me. So Titan did take 3 golden gun shots and didn't die and killed me.
Yeah, I agree. We need to buff warlocks. You're 100% right, Jared.
Okay. Question 3. How do you feel about an exotic being tied behind pre-order, specifically a $100 pre-order?
Fine with me. No trouble at all.
I disagree with that. I disagree. Mainly because I think there should be a version of it that's like if they want to pre-order the Lightfall, which is I think it's 50. I think that they should be able to spend.
I'm not sure.
I think
let me look at that. Let me look that up while you're doing this.
I'm pretty sure it is 50. I think they should be able to spend 60 and get the gun too. Like whatever, like additional, like little add-on to do to get the gun. I think that is asking people a lot, even though it's a great marketing scheme because I'm doing it. I'm sure other people are doing it anyways. Like I know every time this comes out, I buy the year because I'm playing the game for the year. But some people can't, spend all that money at once. They got to do like the expansion and then go back and get the season by season, and then the dungeon key later on.
$49.99. You are right.
Yep. So I understand that. I mean, who knows what? Like, I'm sure there's somebody already. People on Reddit's probably been upvoted for this, but like they fall on hard times and they can't get this weapon as of right now. So I feel for that, but
that's the case. You should just listen to our podcast because a lot of times we've given away multiple versions of expansions and things. So that could be you.
Usually,
Jared
But
said.
I do agree that the $50 whatever the base version is should also give you that. Pro tip: Xbox doesn't charge you for 10 to 14 days out from the expansion time. So if you link an account from Xbox and use that, you should be able to pre-order it on
Whoa.
Xbox, get your weapon, and then do it that way.
so how does that work if you play on Steam?
And then you could cancel that pre-order
Oh,
10
okay,
to 14 days before.
okay.
But we know they can
So-
target disable weapons. So I wouldn't be surprised.
This weapon is disabled for the raid race.
Yeah.
So I mean, if that's why
I'm
you're
saying
getting
if
it,
you-
do not do it for that. But
All right. Question 4: any weapon you've been chasing since the new season started? For me, yes. There an ARC SMG called Out of Bounds, which you get from Crucible. It's a lightweight frame, 900 RPM, 95 recoil direction, and some pretty good perks. Mainly, I want a demo golden tricorn or adrenaline junkie in that last column. So I think that SMG would be great to have.
I know there's a void linear fusion rifle that puts out basically reach regret damage numbers if you get the right roll on it. It has a name that sounds Japanese. Jared, do you remember what it's called?
Taipan 4FR.
Right. And I know that if you go to the crafting table, maybe you get one or you have a quest for one. I thought I saw that on a, yeah. So I have one roll of that weapon. It is not the god roll. Jared got the god roll in like the first hour and a half that he played it. That would be the one that I hope to get, but I am not chasing it. There is also a pulse rifle that comes from Gambit that I have been using, and I have really liked it so far. And the name of it is escaping me at the moment, so I apologize for being a terrible podcaster. I want to say it's like the Naysayer or something like that. I'm gonna look it up while
Yesteryear?
Chad talks about his. Yesteryear. There it is. I was close, not really, as to what it's called, but I did see. I had that gun. I had a decent roll, like a PVE roll, that had like multi-kill clip and maybe like perpetual motion or something on it, and it felt pretty good. And I saw that True Vanguard put a video out on it as far as like PvP goes, but I unfortunately I got like 2 minutes into it, and then my kids kind of came in and started climbing on me and wanting this and wanting that, so I didn't get to finish that video. So those are kind of the ones that I am looking at the moment, not counting the potential upcoming raid weapons.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk about the raid weapons when we get there. I'm looking for those for sure. But I'm looking for a fusion like usual. I think you guys might know this one, the Epicurean. I still haven't gotten it yet. I'm looking a season back, and I still haven't gotten it.
Yeah, it's craftable.
You mean like a single one you haven't got,
Correct.
Wow.
Mr. RNG?
What have I said about that? I am not Mr. RNG. I haven't gotten a single. It's grayed out. It is still grayed out in my thing. I can't do anything about it.
Don't you have a crafted fixed odds?
No.
Oh, I
No, I'm one away on that, and because of the fix, I still haven't. Even with the fix, I still haven't gotten it.
I don't have either one of them being craftable. So
Me
Yeah, I mean,
neither.
I
The
don't-
weapons out of that dungeon are just laughably, the red bordered are just laughably low drop rate.
I think that's it.
Is that that's the end of the mailbag and everything? All right. We were kind of quick. I know I got a little windy there in the middle, so I apologize specifically to Chad for that, because he always gets aggravated at me whenever I talk. So with that, make sure you follow us on Twitter at DestinyCCPod. We will be streaming Saturday evening. I imagine it'd probably be like a 9:30 start Eastern time whenever we do that. So if you want to tune in and see Jared get irrationally upset and threaten to leave the fire team at least once, and maybe actually leave to just rage quit and turn his computer off right in the middle of the raid. Probably at the daughters section, if I had to guess, that's probably where it will happen. So if that's something you're looking forward to, make sure you check out the YouTube that we are live streaming on currently, or you can follow us on Twitch. It's Conqueror's Corner is what we have it at, but follow us on Twitter at Destiny CC Pod. I'm gonna let these other two guys sign off.
Yeah, I'm excited for Kingsfall to come back. So we got some new booty to chase. So we gotta get that. Get that.
I'm definitely also excited for new booty. And Ido is my friend, and don't you hurt her.